The settlement on Kepler 442b wasn't supposed to be anything special. Just another human colony clinging to existence on the edge of explored space, where 14-year-old Marcus Chen spent most of his time cataloging alien plant specimens and avoiding the other colonist kids who called him Professor with barely concealed mockery. Marcus adjusted his cracked glasses as he ventured beyond the settlement's energy barrier. His tablet clutched against his chest. He'd detected unusual bio-readings near the crystalline forest, readings that didn't match any known species in the colonial database. His parents thought he was in the greenhouse. They worried too much. The purple-tinted trees cast strange shadows in the light of the binary suns. Marcus followed his scanner deeper into the forest, his worn boots crunching on the mineral-rich soil. That's when he heard it, a weak, keening sound that made his heart clench. Behind a cluster of razor-edged rocks, he found it. The creature was no larger than a terrier, covered in midnight blue fur that seemed to absorb light. Its body was wolf-like, but 6 legs ended in paws that looked almost hand-like. Thick metallic chains bound all 6 limbs attached to a stake driven deep into the ground. The chains weren't human-made. They bore the geometric patterns of krill technology. The krill, the species that had contested humanity's right to colonize this sector. The species known for their cruelty and their belief that mercy was weakness. Marcus's hands trembled as he knelt beside the creature. It couldn't have been more than a few weeks old. Its ribs showed through matted fur and one of its hind legs bent at an unnatural angle. Dried blood crusted around the chains where they'd cut into flesh. But when he got close to it, he realized something that made his breath catch. The creature wasn't just dying, it was crying. Real tears leaked from its 4 amber eyes, and the sounds it made weren't animal whimpers. They were words. Broken, painful words in a language his translator chip struggled to parse. "Please, Mother, cold." Marcus's hands shook as he reached for the chains. The creature flinched, terror flooding its eyes, but it was too weak to pull away. Up close, Marcus could see the intelligence there, the same awareness he saw when he looked in a mirror. This wasn't an animal. This was a child. "It's okay," Marcus whispered, his voice cracking. "I'm not going to hurt you." The creature's translator matrix, a small crystal embedded behind its ear, flickered weakly. "Human. Kills X like others." "Others?" Marcus felt sick. No, I'm going to help you." He pulled out his multi-tool, the one his father had given him for his last birthday. The krill chains were designed to resist most cutting implements, but Marcus had spent years studying xenomaterials. He knew their molecular structure, knew their weaknesses. He adjusted his tool's frequency to match the harmonic resonance of krill steel. It took 20 minutes of careful work, his fingers cramping, sweat dripping into his eyes. The creature, Zix, watched him with increasing wonder, its whimpers quieting. When the last chain fell away, Zix tried to stand and collapsed. Marcus caught the small body instinctively, cradling it against his chest. Through the physical contact, he felt something else, a faint telepathic impression. Images flooded his mind. Zix's pack, a krill raid, his mother fighting desperately as soldiers tore him from her arms. The krill captain's cold declaration, "Leave the half-breed." Let it serve as warning to any who dare mix their blood with lower species. Half-breed. Zix's father had been from another species, and for that crime, they'd left a child to die in chains. "I've got you," Marcus said firmly. He checked his scanner. The settlement was only 2 kilometers away, but Zix needed medical attention immediately. The broken leg was badly infected. As he started walking, Zix's weak voice entered his mind again. "Why, help Zix. Humans hate krill." Marcus thought about all the times he'd been called weird, different, wrong for being interested in science instead of sports, for collecting rocks instead of making friends, for being himself. "Because being different isn't a crime," he said quietly. "And because someone's got to prove that humans are better than the monsters who did this to you." The walk back was agonizing. Zix's breathing grew shallower. Marcus found himself talking to keep the creature conscious, explaining Earth customs, describing snow and oceans and things Zix had never seen. In return, through fading telepathic impressions, Zix shared memories of his world, of songs sung under triple moons, of quantum forests that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously. They reached the settlement's barrier just as the sun set. The guards tried to stop him. A krill creature, even a child, was contraband. But Marcus's mother, Dr. Sarah Chen, chief of xenobiology, overrode them. She took one look at Zix's condition, and her professional detachment crumbled. Medical bay, now. The next hours blurred together. Surgery, transfusions, bone regeneration. Marcus refused to leave, holding Zix's paw while machines hummed and beeped. Dr. Chen worked with fierce determination, recruiting every specialist in the colony. As dawn broke, Zix opened all four eyes. The infection was gone. The leg was set. And through their growing telepathic bond, Marcus felt something warm bloom, hope. You saved Zix, the young alien said, wonder in his mental voice. Stories say humans are fierce, unstoppable, but not this, not kind. Marcus smiled tiredly. Humans are lots of things. We're stubborn. We don't give up on people who need help, and we really hate bullies. Over the following weeks, Zix recovered. The colony council debated endlessly about what to do with him, but Marcus refused every suggestion of handing him over to Krill authorities. His mother backed him completely, and his father, a former military officer, made it clear that anyone trying to take Zix would have to go through him first. Zix grew stronger, his 6 legs carrying him with increasing confidence. He learned human customs and taught Marcus the quantum mathematics of his people. Other children, seeing Marcus's dedication, began to see both him and Zix differently. 3 months after that fateful day, when a Krill diplomatic vessel arrived demanding Zix's return, Marcus stood before the colonial governor with Zix at his side. He's not property, Marcus said, his voice steady despite his racing heart. He's a person, and persons get to choose their own future. Zix pressed against Marcus's leg, his telepathic voice clear in the human boy's mind. Zix chooses to stay, chooses family that wanted Zix, not chains. The Krill ambassador's face twisted with rage, but humanity's representative stood firm. The standoff made interstellar news. The image of a scrawny human boy with broken glasses, standing fearlessly beside an alien child, became a symbol. Sometimes saving the universe starts with saving a single life. And sometimes the nerdiest human boy proves exactly why humanity deserves its place among the stars. Not through conquest or strength, but through an unshakable belief that every life, no matter how different, matters. Zix would carry that lesson forward. And one day, when he became the leader who united dozens of species in peaceful cooperation, he would remember the human boy who saw past chains and species and feared to recognize a person who needed help. Because that's what humans do best.